bright. Welcome back to Roadside Rescue. I'm Ernest, and on today's episode, we're gonna start out the day with doing a tune-up. And then I have a customer who I recently replaced their battery, and I thought maybe they had some alternator issues going on before the battery died. But after I replaced the battery last week, the battery light didn't come on at all, so we figured we'd give it a try. Well, a couple days later, the battery light came on while they're driving, so I'm gonna replace the alternator on that too. And I just got an emergency call for a battery. So I picked that up while I was at the parts store, and I'm gonna get over here to the first job. I live pretty close, so that's lucky. There shouldn't be anything too crazy today, but if something goes wrong, I'm expecting it to be maybe that alternator. Maybe there's some sort of wiring gremlin causing an issue there. I'm gonna check everything out before I replace it, but I just got here. I was supposed to text when I got here, but they haven't answered, so when people say that, I'm like, am I supposed to not knock on the door? Is that what you're saying? I don't know, so I'm gonna give them a few more minutes. Well, just a second after that, they showed up. Let's get started. I'm gonna go do one of these air filters first. Oh man, can't believe I left those. I literally left those little sockets because I thought I wouldn't need them, but I'm gonna need them to replace this air filter. And then I'll just have to grab those and come back. This video is sponsored by these portable lights. Let me show them to you for 1 minute and we'll get back to the video. I think I'm going to be using these lights all the time. These are motion detecting magnetic lights. They come with this remote. It has a timer. You can adjust the brightness or you can set the modes. There's an always on mode, there's a motion detecting mode, and there's a night mode. I'm gonna be using the motion detecting mode for these and setting them up in my truck because I come out and work in my truck a lot at night and I don't have any good lights in here. These lights come with 6 metal plates and they have a built-in magnet. I'm gonna install some of these. Now I can grab these to go and pop them under the hood of a car. These have built-in motion detectors and they'll light up when I walk within 10 feet. This one comes on, pretty bright. Works like a charm. All right, well, it's been like 2 minutes. It's been like 2 minutes and I'm back. Just needed some of these. I had them in my thing and I pulled them out because I thought I wasn't gonna need them till my second job. I've grabbed my stuff. Kind of had to text a bunch of random people for today. So I've probably just been sitting here for 10-15 minutes getting ready basically. This is going to be a pretty typical day for me. At least that's what I have planned at the start. Just a few jobs. Usually about 3 jobs is all I can fit into a day. With all the extra driving in between, the days just get really long. Yeah, pretty dirty old filter. Just change them once a year or so. I got 2 filters because I wasn't sure if this had the off-road package or not. It's probably just going to be easier to compare the filters right here to each other. It's definitely this one. So those 2 new filters that I brought are actually the exact same size also. I'm not sure what's up with that, but we got one of them in there. Just got to get everything tightened up real quick. All right, so pretty weird. The customer also wanted me to replace this light because they said another shop was going to charge them $120 or Jiffy Lube or something like that because they had to remove the fender liner. But I think I should be able to replace this pretty simple and for free just by squeezing my hand back there. Easy peasy, that's not gonna cost them an extra dime. I'm gonna go ahead and get set up to do this quote unquote tune-up, which in reality I'm just planning on replacing spark plugs. Which already I'm messing around with this because I noticed right off the bat that these old plug wires are just super dry rotted and stuck on these plugs and those coils. Take a look at this spark plug here. This is the only one I'm gonna give us a close look at and then we'll get going on the rest. That's pretty bad. Alright, that's gonna make us pause and go to the parts store again real quick. I wasn't anticipating having to replace plug wires, but that one wouldn't come off. Ended up breaking. Alright, I just got these old ones out. I'm gonna go ahead and put the new ones in. I hate it when they put them in sideways like this, because they're a lot easier to drop. If they're in like this, you can usually just grab the top of the box and pull it out. So, that's a dumb design. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and hand thread all of these new spark plugs in, make sure they're not cross-threaded, get everything ready to put back together nice and tight. But I can only do so much without those new plug wires. Alright, hopefully that's the last time I have to pick something up at the parts store today. I've got to return a couple of cores later, but first job, first unexpected thing. There you go. Now I'm just making sure I go through and I tighten down all these spark plugs just to the right tightness. You don't want to over tighten them or not tighten them enough. Okay, I'll put some silicone paste on all these just to make sure that doesn't happen again, but I don't have to worry about it. So I should do the other side, and I got this headlight replaced already.
Cool.
So it should just be a couple more minutes.
Well, that must have been a job.
I actually was able to just undo these two and then pull it out about an inch and fit my hand back there.
Oh, nice.
So it was easy. Yeah, it'll not be like anything extra, so. All right, so the customer was all right with getting these new wires on. I've just got these installed on this side, and now I'm gonna go switch over to the harder side. And now I'll be done with this job after that. Just a little bit more crowded, shouldn't be crazy. I've got my stool. All right, I have no idea what this is from, but a little leak of coolant just started somewhere. Oh man. What a bummer. Okay, so that coolant is not leaking anymore. I got it to leak faster and then I got it to stop. These two heater core outlets right here, the one with the black connector just has an extremely poor or worn out connection on the far end. Back there. And I just pushed it on a little bit harder, so I'm guessing I pulled it out a little bit, but I'm gonna have to let the customer know about that. I mean, just sliding my hand past these little hoses there is what did that, I think. So that's just ready to go. So another bummer. I just gotta get that last one out there. I'm just really afraid to work back there now. Just thing after thing on this job. I've only got 7 wires. What the heck? So for now, I'm gonna put an old wire on this. I just told the customer about that joint back there, and we're gonna plan on replacing that next week. So I'm just gonna put one of the old wires that didn't break back on, the easiest one to get on this side, and then I'll just come back with a singular wire in a day or two or next week or whenever the customer wants, and just put that on. Jeez. All right, so I put the old plug right there. Got all the new ones on this side. That filter's in. I've got to clean up all this garbage. It should fit in that wire box though. Lots of little paper cuts from the exhaust manifold on this one. Okay, that felt real good. I was just making sure it didn't have a misfire. So that'll do it for now. All right, so I just got done with that. I'm on my way to grab some lunch now, and I already have that alternator for this next job. So I'm just gonna grab some lunch real quick and I'm headed up there. Yeah. Thank you. I was gonna say I just got here, but the homeowner noticed and was outside with the key stat, so let's go ahead and check it out. There it is. There it is. Yep, I was gonna say the one I've done, the alternator was in the back there, and there it is. I don't remember loosening anything like this, but it looks like that's probably what's gonna have to happen. Should just be a couple of bolts, and that should give us enough room to get the alternator out of there. Just hold on with a couple of bolts, and I'm gonna check out these belts as well. All right, well the belt looks fine, and all the bolts are there. So it looks like we just have a bad alternator. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, and then we'll get on to the last thing of the day, that battery. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect that battery though. That's the one we replaced last week. Here you go, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the stud, the back end of that bolt poking out of the alternator down there. That's the one that was missing on the 𝐵𝑚 I fixed before. That one's there though, so no worries about that. It should just be a bad alternator. What I do remember about it though is that bolt in the back was really hard to get to, because as you could see, that was the back end of the bolt, and so it's going in this direction. I don't really remember how I did that. It's been a couple of years, so let's see. Such a simple design. I miss tensioners like this. Let's go back to that, please. Oh, I can actually see what I'm doing through the intake manifold there. That's super nice. Time I worked on the 𝐵𝑚, I did not do this. But you can see the bottom of the alternator there. There's that bolt that I'm getting. It's a 13. I don't know why they make them different sizes. That drives me crazy. $10 minutes, nice. Supposed to take 0.8 hours. Don't think it will. It's got the cable on the back, and then it's ready to come out. There it is. Just like that. Oh, it's heavy. This is not. This may just be like a nice, easier to use design. Definitely not the right alternator though. Dagnabbit. All right, so I'm headed back to grab the right part number. I don't know how that happened. I might have ordered the wrong one, or might have picked up the wrong one, or might have been given the wrong one. But I've got the part number, so I'm gonna go to the hub and grab the alternator with the same part number. And the chances somebody grabs it in the next 5 minutes, hopefully not. All right, I'm gonna take this one inside to test it, and we'll see. All right, I got the right alternator this time, and here we are. All right, so I didn't get any footage because I went to the bathroom at AutoZone. That's why I was walking through the back. of the hub. But the alternator, they said, tested bad, so I'll trust them. I didn't see it, but put this new one in. Geez, that was fast. Here I'm just tightening up that bolt on the alternator for the little power cable. Now I got it lined up super quickly, so all I have to do is put the 2 bolts in and make sure that belt's on, get it tightened up. Alright, I thought it was cross-threaded, but it's going down a lot easier now that it's kind of started, so it took me a minute to figure that out, but at some point I just had to go for it and it tightened down fine. Little half turns at a time, little quarter turns, so I don't drop my wrench. Alright, that's much better. Alright, so I've just been at home for like the last 20 minutes. Just enough time to send out that invoice from this morning, and I'm heading off to this last job of the day to do this battery. It's in the same town, but it's actually, the GPS says it's 16 minutes away. I didn't even know this town was that big, so we'll see where it's at. Alright, so it was actually about that far away. It just took a little while to drive there because it's up in the mountains a bit, and I already picked up the battery this morning, so we'll get there real quick, and it should just be a simple battery swap. Alright, go ahead and test this battery. The customer said it clicked multiple times before it tried to start though, so that usually means one thing. The battery. Let's jump it off and check. Oh, I don't have to choose. Alright. Cross-threaded. Well, that's a day well done. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up to let me know and leave me a positive comment. If you want to help out, you can donate at the links in the description or subscribe to grow the channel. Thanks for watching, especially if you made it this far to the video, and I'll see you on the next episode of Roadside Rescue.